Slum, guys. Slum, First answer, let's hit it. I think I already read that shit. Now it's time to go back to that Bracer Guild branch. So this is the Einstein Ritter statue. It's pretty impressive up close. It's so cool. Saint Sandlot and the Einstein Ritter are the pride of Legram and have been ever since the War of the Lines. When I look at this statue, I'm always reminded of my personal goal. To my lifelong aspiration to be as skilled as a warrior as my ancestor and Saint Sandlot were. Wow. I can see the ambition gleaming in her eyes. And it's not surprising everyone has their heroes after all. The one with the sword is her ancestor.
This building is the Legram branch of the Bracer Guild.
Oh, the guild emblem. I must have noticed it earlier with all the mist. Strange. The branches in the capital were closed due to political pressure, but this one still seems active. The Grand branch continues to operate as it always has. That's why I was very surprised to find out that the capital branches were no longer active. Come to think of it, we met a bracer back when we were in Berhard on our field study, but I saw no signs of a guild branch there either. It was closed a year ago. Though, as I understand it, the pressure to close came from the Duke's household, not the Imperial government. Is that so? But bracers are an eyesore to most of those will-to-do types. They don't bow to authority. You can't bribe them with mirror. They're all about protecting civilians. Give them any excuse to lean on the bracers to get them out of the picture, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Yeah, that's kind of... Miss Schwarzer, choice words coming from an intelligence division operative. Do you think you're not complicit in this? Well, it's less us and more Gramps. He went barging into the branches in the capital himself and started telling them what they could and couldn't do. Wow. That explains the instructor's frosty temperament toward him. Hey, you guys sure know how to poke a guy where it hurts, don't you? Oh. Nah, it was a familiar face. I'm pleased to see you again, Toval. Oh, you know each other? No, we just ran each other once a couple months ago. Long time I don't see Laura. Sounds like Sarah's keeping your nose to the grindstone, huh? Wait, so you must be a former associate of our structure, I take it. Pretty much. Bracer Toval. I'm Toval Randonier, a bracer of the guild here in the Empire. Good to meet you, ladies and gents of Class 7. Wait a minute. So was it coincidence that we ran into you in Berhard? Bingo, Sarah told me you were going to be there. She wanted me to keep an eye out for you and step in if you ever got in a real tight spot. But she insisted I play casual and not give myself away. Man, that part was a lot harder than I thought it'd be. I had no idea that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your assistance back then. I had no idea. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to bust Mockers out without your help. You may not have directly assisted me, but I suppose you have my thanks nonetheless. You're welcome. Sarah's repaid that debt in full, though, so don't worry about it. Interesting. I had no idea you'd already met some of the members of our class. Incidentally, Tobal, the guild standing here in Arizona, it certainly seems to have shifted over the past 2 years. And no doubt, basically every branch here in the Empire was shut down after the government started putting pressure on us. Some of us found work in different fields like Sarah, others transferred to branches outside the country. But we all agreed to get back together if we can ever resume operations in Arizona again. Until then, we're just trying to keep a low profile, scripting out living for ourselves. Sounds like a difficult life. Still, the guild having to decrease its presence, as there more than enough work for the remaining branches. I wish railway military police deals with a lot of the stuff we would have handled before. Your little friend, lady friend in particular, keeps herself pretty busy. Oh, you mean Claire? Yep, she sure is a hard worker. Although all the time she spends on work, it's no wonder she doesn't have a boyfriend. Shit. Amelia, I'm not sure you should go around sharing details of people's private lives without their consent. Well, I find enough work to keep the lights on here anyway. This branch has a Viscount's approval, so we can display our style without getting in trouble. So that's how it is. Well, it's nice to hear that the Viscount seems pretty supportive of the guild. He seems to find much of himself in the Bracer's way of life. Except for Lance's pride, focus on helping others. He's long said that if he were free of other responsibilities, he would join the guild and work as a bracer himself. Oh my, that seems very... I would think of a man who owns seriously the Empire could just up and join the bracers. Rean Blade Master himself as a bracer, huh? It seems, in terms of strength and standing, he's probably on par with Cassius Fry. I'll bet he'd make S rank right on the spot. You know Cassius Bright? I believe he's currently a brigadier general in the Liberian army, as well as bearer of the title Divine Blade. Yeah, I guess I suspect no less from American Intelligence Division. Anyway, that's how the Viscount ended up asking me to sort up some of your tasks for your field study. Let me give those to you now. Field study sign task 1. These students will score his or her test daily too. This is how your field studies go, generally, yeah. Should we come back tomorrow and pick up our next set of testing? Yeah, I've got some work I could use your help with. We're pretty short-handed here, so we've got a real monster of a backlog building up. I'm counting on you to pay the way easy street for me, okay? I will do. All right, then. Let's waste some time getting started. Looks like one of these requests is from Training Hall. Seems to be from Klaus. A Mars termination request, too. We'll have to head out onto the highway for that one. It'd be nice if we could cover as many townspeople requests as possible, too. That's so cool. Governor Sarah said you have pretty much to the work of what we bracers do. I guess actual bracer work like stuff I've been throwing at you must come pretty natural to you at this point. There's some truth in that for sure. By the way, would you mind if I ask you something? Fire away. I know you gave us a hint at that bar and Barahar, but there's also the fact that the structure Sarah showed up with perfect timing right when we needed her. Your timing is a little too convenient. Did you come at her seeing word from the First Army? Nope, I heard about what's happening a little earlier from a friend of mine. This dude's from years. I shot to my feet and got here, got him dragged here, and he was kind of getting me right on his airship back in the capital. Was that your doing? Well, you see, such things worked out for us thanks to his pulling strings from behind the scenes. I see that the Bracers live up to their reputation. Guess it makes sense why they're not too popular with certain folks. Listen, that was just a one-off, all right? I jumped through some serious hoops to make sure everything worked out, you know? We've been in his debt all the time without even realizing. Indeed, I'm glad to know we can count someone as reliable as him as an ally. Let me tell you what, you monster. It's on the highway. It's a pretty good distance. It's probably 20 sales if I had to guess right at the edge of the city area. He was a pretty mean one too. But make sure you get. Okay. Shit. Welcome everyone, I hope the day is treating you well. Torvald told me about my request, right? That's right. You want us to do something with the roll lamps, right? Could we ask you for some further information about how to do that? Of course, it can take quite a while though. Are you sure you have time to do it? Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. Just explain what it is you'd like us to do and we'll get to it. Alright, here's how it'll go. I'm going to presume you all know about what a roll lamp is. Well, you probably also know that they require regular maintenance in order to function as they should. That's essentially true here in the Gram, since the moisture from the fall causes their circuits to short more frequently. I put in a request for Torvald to inspect it not long ago, actually. To my surprise, he discovered oh shit. I assume he wants to replace them all in one go then, that's correct. To be a bit more specific, I'd like you to replace their orbit lights. That does seem like a long, troublesome task, the kind that I'd normally pay someone else to do. Roll lamps serve as a safety measure for travelers along the highway, though, so this is important. Sounds about as much fun as picking lint out of my belly button. But oh well, nothing we can do about it. This does seem like something Torvald would usually handle himself, though, isn't that right? It is. He'd probably laugh at us if a group of promising students were able to change a few lights, I'll bet. It really takes me back to our field study in Kelder, though. That's right. We had to do something like this back then. I suppose every town needs some working roll lamps. So you're practically pros already, then. Hardly. I've finally managed to block off any members of your group's first field study. So So far, you guys have stopped remembering stuff that I wasn't here for. That's what you get for showing up late to the party. Anyway, I assume the road lamps here also need a code to open their maintenance panels. Not quite. The lamps here in the Graham use a key for access instead, which means you'll be needing this. Well, at least it should make things simpler this way. I'm glad I don't need it to remember code this time. And here are replacement orbit lights you'll need as well. 14. Shit, that's a lot of lights. They're all marked with letters and numbers. Yeah, they are. Each one matches up with a road lamp it should be used in. So, you need points on change them out? I remember I do. Well, that seems to be everything.
Right. Right.
We look at the fog just as thick on the highways as it is downtime. It does go a long way toward keeping the temperature down, but it certainly doesn't help the visibility. Even locals lose their sense of direction down the highway sometimes, but ever since they built the railway, though, there haven't been nearly as many people traveling this road. We need to pay extra attention to our surroundings to make sure that we don't become lost. That would be wise. And don't forget, there's no telling when some beast may try to jump out at us. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Alright. I suppose so. We just need to repeat this for 30 yard lamps on the highway. The work itself seems simple at the least. Perhaps we should take turns doing it then. That sounds fair. It's only right to share the workload. Yeah, I'll call the next one.
Okey doke, let's get started! Gotcha!
My turn.
My turn! Okay.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals. All complete.
Rostrum, a mollusk formed from several pink spores, but this is a powerful neurotoxin. Touching it causes paralysis.
Another chance!
Gotcha! You bad guys
I
better
sure
watch
would.
out!
It feels almost magical.
I know. Like if you just wait long enough, you might see a fairy or something.
Yeah.
Get
turn.
started.
Whoa, what was that? I didn't even know.
Right. Hey!
Yes, sir.
It's my turn. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it.
So that's something. Associates your palm that smells of fresh flowers. Absorb CP.
Go!
Of course.
Right back at you. Don't mess with us. Okie doke, let's
My
get
turn.
started.
There!
Here I go. There.
Okay. Let's keep going.
I did some research.
We have the advantage.
Go!
Yeah, maybe.
The second floor! Damn! That's that. Let's keep moving.
They found.
Sit!
Goodbye, son.
This monster seems dangerous. Be careful.
Oh, that would
Here
be
we go.
tough. This'll be fun.
The second floor! Damn!
Of course.
Here I go.
Okay. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it.
Gordy Schnar, large monkey monster that lives deep in the forest, is powerful arms capable of dealing devastating blows.
My turn! Okay, it's safe for now.
There it is now.
I feel like I'm going.
Oh, a treasure chest.
You know, piece of shit.
Oh, the tree comes through here.
That's the Ebel branch line, the same line we traveled here on.
That seems to be all that's necessary. Well done, Laura. Good, that makes it like something. I think we're all halfway done. 7 down to go, 7 duffing. Yeah, let's get those last 7 done. I'm sorry, guy.
We'll have to fight our
Here we
way
go.
through.
There!
Yes, sir. There.
My turn.
It's my turn. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. All complete.
Cocopan, an intelligent bipedal monster, beats humans who pass by with a stick made from a tree branch.
Here we go! Sit! That's that. Let's keep moving.
Here they come.
Here we
Be
go.
careful, everyone.
Arcus,
Here I
activate.
go.
Greedy Reaper, a worm monster that lurks on the ground. Its body is covered in tough armor and injures 8 feet from its prey.
Here.
Of course. You still have a lot of training to do.
Fuck 'em. Tom Neely is my stupid ass manager from Coca-Cola. He was a useless piece of shit.
We have nothing
My
to fear.
turn. Second form. Damn! Go!
Gotcha!
My turn. No escape.
I'll help!
Well then, let's
I'll
keep
let
moving.
you take point.
Great!
I've only just begun.
Alright,
That should
Wayne.
suffice.
Nice.
I welcome all
Go.
challengers.
Go!
Gotcha!
Of course. Now,
I'll help! Here I go! There! Okay!
Here we go! That's that. Let's keep moving.
A large monster. We'll need to be careful.
a worthy
Here
adversary.
we go! There! Go!
Gotcha!
My turn.
My turn! Now!
Gotcha!
Yeah. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it.
Gold Cider, a monster covered in golden armor like a shell. Its immense weight gives its charge attack its incredible power.
Go!
No?
Go!
Gotcha!
You're done!
You bad guys
I
better
sure
watch
would.
out!
Here they come.
Here we
Be
go.
careful, everyone.
There!
Of course.
Hey! Here I go! There!
It's my turn. Here.
Here we go! That's the power of the 8 leaves.
I did!
I welcome all
Here we go.
challengers.
Another chance!
Gotcha!
You're done!
My turn.
Here I go!
Okay. Here.
Here we go! That's that. Let's keep moving.
Here they come.
Here we
Be
go.
careful, everyone.
My turn!
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course. Hey. Yeah.
My turn!
Yes, sir! There! Don't mess with us!
A challenging foe.
That must be much reason we're seeing the Lucky Man Scaring was hard to tell with all that mist. And it looks very strong. We got limit on side speed keeps hate. I wouldn't be sure if this way is quiet for here. We can't take any grant. I agree, we should be thoroughly prepared to engage it. Right.
This one looks dangerous.
My turn.
Be careful.
My turn.
It's my turn. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it.
Crocodile, an amphibian monster that lives near water. Its appetite is ferocious, and its jaw is strong enough to pierce steel. Fuck.
Yes,
yeah, I
sir.
hate you.
Blow away!
My turn. Second form. Gale!
Of course. No escape.
My turn. There! Go!
Gotcha!
It's my turn.
Here! Here I go! There! Now's our chance!
Got it! My turn.
Right.
Okay.
You son of...
My turn.
My turn. You still have a lot of training to do.
Great!
Making progress.
That should suffice.
Just getting started.
Well, that takes care of that. And not bad for your first monster extermination. I guess you shouldn't expect anything less. And the tough part was actually getting them to the monster this time, though. Sure, that does make for the smoothest of navigation. The air were a bit clearer today. We might have been able to explore a few other routes through the area. For now, it'd be wise to return to Legram to give a report. Right, let's get back to town. Abused me. No, they didn't mean that.
I welcome all
Go.
challengers.
Right now.
Second form. Gale! Now's our chance.
Gotcha!
Right.
It's my turn.
Yeah! Here I go!
Here we go. That's that. Let's keep moving.
That's the last 14 lamps. That's a good way. Our highway should be better lit now, though it's difficult to tell with all the fog. At least residents of Legram should be safer as they travel to the highway now. Now let's report back to the client. Let's go see Duncan.
Okey doke, let's
Here we
get
go.
started!
There!
My turn.
Here I go! Don't
Yeah.
mess with us!
I'm not fucking doing that shit. Oh, you refuse to help. They're dead. Fuck you, Michael Phelps. Hit me for no reason. Once you're dead. Bitch. You ever miss her again? Thanks so much for your help. A well-lit highway is always a boon to travelers. You need to thank us. We were glad to offer you our assistance. I'm glad we were able to shed a little light on things. People will be better off for it. That's all that matters to me. Yeah, I should return these. Many thanks. Well then, a good effort deserves a good reward. Thank you very much. You know, this is kind of bugging me the whole time, but isn't it a little weird that so many went out all the time, all at the same time? Does this happen a lot? Actually, no, it's a rather impressive coincidence you mentioned it, especially considering each light was replaced at a different time. You said Toval's the one who normally replaces them, right? I wonder if he actually did something to cause this. If he accidentally did something to cause this, then perhaps he wanted us to experience the realities of racial lifestyle. Man, that's really stretching it. I think I'm certain a man like him would never do something so pointless. Given how cunning he already proved himself back in Brower, it's not impossible. We're probably just overthinking things, at least. Hope we are. Yeah. Yeah. Since we took care of that monster roaming out around the highway, we did. We followed, though with all the thick fog, found our way more trouble than expected. We certainly had to pay close attention to our surroundings this time. It did serve as a good training, I admit. That's good to hear. Oh yeah, I can't forget the reward, can you? Here you go. Are you really sure we can have all these? No problem. This is a reward the guild set for it. It's a reward the guild set for it, so it's all yours. It's not like I'm forking over a fat sack of mirrors, so no need to worry. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. You deserve it. Save me from a real bother mission. Alright, man. Good luck with the rest of your tasks. Oh no, I trained myself. Yeah.
Right.
I'm eagerly waiting your arrival. I see you were able to begin your field study without incident. We were. Thank you for your help. Incidentally, I know it was you yourself who placed this request for us. Indeed, I did. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me. My request is merely this. I would like you to engage in a training bout with the students of the R-State School. That's what it says in the request description. I'm game. It's not often we get a training opportunity like this. But are you sure we provide enough of a challenge? Oh, I'm sorry about that. My assessment, you're all more than capable combatants. A swordsman of the famed 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School, and adept in court fishing, even a seasoned spearman. You each seem to handle your own weapons with a poise only born of many battles, the young lady included. You can tell all of that just by looking at us, but you never even seen us fight. Be that as it may, he seems to have a pretty idea of what we can do. It's like he can even tell Lammy's here. Well, I've mentioned all of you before in my letters home, though I said Klaus could easily have deduced that much nonetheless. He makes a strong case for his position as acting master of the R-State School at the very least. I'm flattered. All those training here right now are at the beginner level. I believe you'll be an appropriate match for each other in terms of skill. Sounds like the kind of hands-on lesson even Thors education can't buy. Very well. We'd be happy to accept. Yeah, my thanks. It's alright with you. I'd like to begin right away. Let me know when you're ready. Alright, just get to work. Excellent. Then please take place on stage in the center of the hall. Listen up. Our opponents are Lady Laura's classmates. They may be young, but don't underestimate them. I know. I'm not planning to lie down for these guys. I'm not planning on losing either. Oh no, fair. Why can't I join in? Hey, it would be hardly fair if you some of your dull battle as a student of this school. I also have to resist the urge to join in. Being a spectator can still teach us much, though. Lame. So these are our opponents from the R-State School. Klaus said they're all at the beginning level, but in this school, I'm betting that even the beginners are pretty skilled. Indeed, it would be unwise to underestimate their ability. We're going to need to give this all we've got for us and for them. We can do this. We have Rally on our side. Is everyone ready? Then begin. As our training bout with the students of the R-State School bout began for May. They were as skilled as we suspected, and we were forced to play to our strengths, relying on the team tactics we'd home by fighting together. Finally, after a long and hard battle, we emerged victorious. The battle has been decided. We did it. Phew, barely scraped out victory there. Oh man, we lost. How shameful. Seems like we still have a long way to go after all. Yeah, we're going to have to turn up our training up a few notches. Thanks for coming down and giving us a good fight. That battle made for some excellent training. You say that again. I know I learned where I could stand to brush up. Bitch, your skill in battle was befitting of reputation for our state school. He's right, you all fought wonderfully. It was an excellent battle. I see you've all been diligent in your training while I've been away. Boo. What now, Milliam? I want to fight too. No lie. Milliam, don't do it. Oh, what the hell is that? A silver doll? Milliam, honestly, are you incapable of sitting quietly for just 5 minutes? But just sitting here watching you guys fight is so boring. I'm ready to jump in. Come on. You don't have to. You don't just want to sit on the sidelines either, right, Laura? Well, I suppose I can't deny that. You too, huh? That does present a bit of a problem. I think having our rep take the field Might give us too much of an unfair advantage. Oh, well, if that's the case, allow me to service your opponent instead. Master Cloud. I may not be the young man I once was, but I'm still the acting master and caretaker of this school. For his lordship in his absence, I believe you'll find me a worthy opponent even for that silver puppet. Whoa. Wow. His stance leaves almost no openings. I can see that acting master is simply an honorary child. I see. If Klaus is going to join the battle, I would like to as well. Lady Laura. I've been defeated by Klaus on more occasions than I'd like to count. I enjoyed the opportunity to show him how much I've improved. As you were saying, show me what you've learned during your time in the academy. Well, this is going to be interesting. Well, it seems to have escalated very quickly. I suppose not everyone has patience to sit on the sidelines, especially when they're itching for a good fight. Good grief, what do you think we ought to do? I don't think there's anything we can do. Master Rean, I would greatly enjoy the chance of crossing blades, a skilled swordsman of the 8 leads 1 blade school. Would you willing to participate as well? Of course, I'd be glad to accept. Good. How about you choose one more of your classmates around your team? You'll all be facing me. And if you're able to defeat me, you'll have completed my request. In that case. How about it, Emma? I'd be happy to. Then let's begin. But please don't hold back on account of my age. And I doubt you'll even give us the opportunity to do so. No doubt I can feel his power already, and he hasn't even made a move yet. We're gonna need to come at him with everything we've got, even more than the last fight. I wasn't planning on holding back anyway. Alright then, begin!
Come! Show me what you can do!
Go!
Right. Hey!
Oh, no, you don't!
Yes, sir! There!
Yeah. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. All complete.
Butler Klaus, an elderly butler who serves Viscount our stage. Serves as acting master at our stage
Of
school.
course.
Behold, my most powerful radiant blade dagger!
Yes, sir! Come on, Lammy!
This old dog still knows a few tricks.
Here we go! Blades, gavel on my pass!
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Moon, shield or crescent shell. Of course.
Hey!
My turn!
Stand down! We should
Just
keep
as
going.
I hoped.
I'm awesome!
Oh, we stand for Doris. Wow. Did he seriously defeat Master Klaus? I should expect no less. It's been quite some time since I was last best in combat. He doesn't even seem all that tired. I guess acting master at our stage school for you. Oh, gracious me, what a thrilling battle. And your silver puppet was more challenging opponent than I anticipated, lady. Well, there aren't many people out there who can handle landing swings as well as you did, and that Radiant Blade Master is supposed to be on a whole different level. It sure is a big role out there. That's true enough. And generally, Master Rean, yes. It was an honor to see the skills of practitioner from 8 leaves 1 blade style firsthand. I couldn't help but sense you holding something back, a wavering of your clear intent, if just for a moment. Holding something back, I thought so. I apologize if I said something impertinent. You need pay any mind ramblings of foolish old man. I appreciate you saying so I'll take it to heart. I don't get it. But anyway, I guess that means we've got this request all wrapped up, right? Sure, thanks for your assistance. This was a most fulfilling training session for everyone. Just being able to watch such an amazing fight got me all fired up. We're immensely grateful for all you've done for us. Not at all, it was our honor. I mean, again, I enjoyed the opportunity to have a training bout with you all by myself. It'll be our pleasure. we'll be sure to train to the fullest extent of our abilities in the meantime, so you won't be disappointed. It's only been a few short months, but your growth has been considerable. I'm certain you have your fellow classmates in the academy to thank for that. When I see how well you fight together, I'm filled with the deepest of admiration. I agree. I think they're the reason I've been able to grow like I have. Even taking on a request has helped teach and strengthen me as well, Laura. The day will eventually come when you will be able to best me in single combat sooner than you think of that. And you can be sure I'll continue to learn myself to my training for that goal. I'm very much looking forward to that. I wish you all the best with your field study here in Legrand. May it be a rewarding and fulfilling experience. As well, if you are safe at school, I'll be praying for your success. Thank you very much. Keelan. I've become Radiant Waltz. The training battle seems to have been a valuable thing for students, and to tell the truth, I have far more enjoyable time than I expected as well. I would very much enjoy the opportunity to challenge you again in the near future. That would be an honor. I look forward to it. Well, it looks like summer's evening already, and the sunset sky makes for a pleasant picturesque view, don't you think? Seems the mist is clear somewhat too. I would venture to guess that tomorrow will be a clear sunny day. Anyway, we finished up all the main tasks we have for the day, so we should probably head back to the guild now. I'm sure someone's curious how we fare out there. Sounds like a plan to me. Did you know that there's an all series aimed at youngsters about the vampires spoken of in legends? I was curious. I ended up giving it a read, so it ended up being quite the pacer. And I was here, take this. I stopped short of calling it monoclassic, but I think you'll like it. Chapter 10, Into the Darkness. Raymond Rose, Chapter 10, Into the Darkness. Ordinarily, the late hour was a peak of business for the Allegria Tavern. On any other day, the chairs would all be filled with familiar faces, chattering away, enjoying food and drink. But tonight, not a single seat was taken, for so great was the terror of the vampire murders that none dared leave their homes. But with nothing else to do, Luca had set about cleaning the tavern, but the task was quickly finished. She slouched at the spotless counter, thoroughly bored. There hadn't been any sign of her friend Alphonse that day. Still, considering the rumors she had heard of the Gerard team's nighttime patrols, it wasn't all that surprising. He must be really busy, she thought to herself. Still, she couldn't pretend that she wasn't disappointed by the fact. Thoughts of Alphonse weighing on her mind, she let out a gloomy sigh. The tavern's owner stopped washing cutlery on the other side of the counter and gave her a warm smile. Go along home for today. It's dangerous around these parts lately, so you're best getting back, he called. Just as she went to do so, however, the bell over the door chimed. A customer had entered the tavern. Luca jumped out of her chair in a panic. What she saw made her gasp. Standing in the doorway of the tavern was a young man in a blood-stained soldier's uniform. Letting out a short shriek of horror, she rushed over to the man. The uniform he had on was the same as the one worn by Alphonse, leading her to immediately think it might be him. As she drew closer, though, she realized it wasn't. Relief washed over her. Getting a closer look at his face, Luca was startled to find that she actually recognized him. A long time ago when Alphonse had first joined the army, he had brought the man before with him to visit the tavern. She remembered hearing that the two of them weren't on very good terms anymore. However, his name was Elroy. The tavern's owner hurried over with a first aid kit, clearly concerned, but Elroy showed no interest in him. His eyes were focused unwaveringly on Luca. "Hello, friend of Alphonse. I'm going to have to ask you to come with me," he muttered. His following smile was anything but inviting. By the time Alphonse and Rose arrived, the tavern was in a terrible state. Chairs were strewn everywhere, tables lay in pieces all about the space, and the floor was covered in smashed glass and broken crockery. On the other side of the counter, they found the owner, blood trickling from his temple. Calmly, Rose used a church's thaumaturgy to heal him. Its mysterious power closed his wound, and soon after he regained consciousness. The second he did, Alphonse began to bombard him with questions. What happened here? Where's Luca? He couldn't see any sign of her, and that worried him intensely. A boy in a military uniform came. No, that was no human. It was a monster. I tried to fight him off, but he took Luca. The moment he uttered Luca's name, he fell unconscious once again. Not long after, the soldiers who had been patrolling the surrounding area heard what had happened and hurried to the scene. The area soon filled with sounds of people's voices and soldiers running up and down the streets. Even a number of local residents had woken up and begun to gather to see what was going on. Eventually, Gerard himself arrived and set about questioning the tavern's owner and investigating the scene with a number of his subordinates. Alphonse and Rose, meanwhile, stood in the shadow of a building not far away. "Damn you, Elroy!" Alphonse cried as he punched one of the brick walls with all of his might. Nearby, Rose stood with her arms folded, deep in thought. "Stay calm. We have every reason to believe that Luca is still alive. Elroy had fled to search for new blood to heal his injuries and increase his power. If he was sent to use Luca for that purpose, there was no reason to take her away. It would have been far quicker and easier to just drink her blood in the tavern. Thus, it was safe to assume that he had a different purpose in mind for her. The most likely reason seemed to be to use her to lure them somewhere. I suspect that I know where he is headed," said Rose. She pointed down at the ground below their feet. During the previous day's encounter with Elroy, he had summoned a large number of ghouls out of seemingly nowhere, each of them victims without families or friends to note their absence. Elroy had been abducting them in secret and storing them somewhere for when he wanted them, and there was every reason to believe there were more. To stash them, he would need quite a sizable area, but it also had to be one where the chance of them being found would be quite low. In other words, a place that no one really went. A perfect match for both of those conditions was a network of underground passages beneath the city. The tunnels had been built during the Dark Ages several hundred years prior and were not normally used by people. Somewhere in there, Rose theorized Elroy was probably waiting for them. Alphonse proposed that they depart immediately. After all, every second they waited increased the danger Luca was in. Rose, however, stood silently, her eyes cast downwards. "Something bothering you?" Alphonse asked, her mouth tying two things, in fact. "Firstly, I suspect that Elroy is what is known as an elder vampire. There were," Rose explained, "several kinds of vampires. Those who were legitimate descendants of the race were known as true ancestors. The true ancestors were said to have all perished, but those who were close related to them were known as elder vampires, and unlike true ancestors, some elder vampires still remain. Elder vampires were filled with a lust for blood every 10 or so years, and in surrendering themselves to that lust, they had been responsible for countless deaths throughout history. As a vampire hunter, therefore, they were Rose's most important targets. Furthermore, they were apparently among the most powerful of all vampires, with exceptional growth potential. At the end of this, Rose explained that when Luca was first attacked, she had been guided to a deserted area by a high-level ability called Charm, which allowed the user to control the thoughts of their victim to a certain degree. It was finding out that Luca had lost her memories of what happened when she was attacked that had first alerted Rose to the possibility that Elroy might be an elder vampire. And that was what had first led her to try to distance Alphonse from her investigation. The fact that they might be dealing with an elder vampire was only one of her concerns. However, though, the other was closely related to it. The astonishing power elder vampires possess is amplified even further at night. Because of that, it should be impossible for them to be able to disguise their presence completely. And yet, in the battle against Elroy earlier, he had been able to do just that, allowing him to make his escape. It had so surprised Rose that she had missed her chance to finish him off. Yeah. It's possible that he's no ordinary elder vampire, or perhaps he is something even more terrifying, she mused aloud. They had no way of telling what Elroy was truly capable of, or even what he truly was. As such, it was impossible to gauge how much danger they would be putting themselves in by following him, especially knowing that they would be walking right into a trap. Walking right into a trap. While she had no choice but to follow, she found herself questioning whether bringing Alphonse along would really be a good idea. The reservation must have been plain on her face, because Alphonse cut off her thoughts with a determined shake of the head. Rose, I've told you already that I'm not going to die. I won't let you be alone ever again. I don't care how strong our opponent is. I'm not going to go back on my word. The resolve was clear and unwavering in his eyes. With or without her blessing, he would see it through to the end. He would not have been someone living a life of solitude like he once did. The pure innocence of that emotion and empathy was enough to recall her own bleak loneliness. The dark feelings passed over her features like a cloud skirting the stars. There was, after all, one other secret she had yet to part with, and that, more than anything, was the cause of her solitude. The warmth of his words almost coaxed it from her lips. So moved was she, but now it wasn't the time. For the moment, his heartfelt declaration was enough for her. Their priority needed to be saving his friend. Everything else could wait. I'm sorry, she said. I thought I had overcome my hesitation, but it seemed that wasn't the case. With a mental shake of the head, she pushed her doubts deep within and slowly moved her hand downwards toward her waist. Her fingers sought out her spare blade, an elegant long sword. Unclipping it from her belt, she handed it to Alphonse. This should serve as replacement for that broken saber. I imagine you'll be able to fight more comfortably with this. Alphonse hefted it in his hand, admiring the balance. He slipped it hand's width out of the scabbard for a closer look. Like Rose's other purified weapons, it had a silvery glow that seemed to suck in the light of the red moon. A blow from a blade like this would surely stop a vampire in its tracks. Rose had always known that the short sword she had given Alphonse was hardly the ideal weapon for him. She had done this deliberately, hoping that having a super weapon would dissuade him from trying to get actively involved in battle. And yet, not once had he balked at entering the fray. With whatever resources he had at his disposal, Alphonse was always ready to jump right in, giving him the long sword. Not once had he balked at entering the fray. With whatever resources he had at his disposal, Alphonse was always ready to jump right in. Giving him the long sword, therefore, was a sign that she now regarded him as someone worthy of trust, and an apology for underestimating him previously. Alphonse acknowledged the gift and perhaps apology with a nod of the head and attached the blade to his sturdy leather baldric. They regarded one another. They regarded one another for a moment, then, and swore to do what needed to be done. Their mutual resolve reaffirmed, they took off into the deep darkness where Luca and the vampire waited. Next to Heimdall, there flowed a great river known as the Honor. Facing out onto it was Heimdall Port, and in one corner of the port was a door that led down into an underground passage. The entrance was usually locked for safety reasons, but they forced it open without much trouble and stepped inside. The air within was a mixture of mold, rusting metal, and a perverse smell of damp. Cautiously, they moved along the slick stone's path, ears and eyes strained for any movement. The tunnel was connected to the river itself, and a torpid water flowed all the way into the deep darkness further along the passage. It had been constructed during the Dark Ages, and the network of passages under the city was so vast that no one knew just how far it stretched or exactly what lay within it. The entire area had long been abandoned. No maintenance or modernization had ever been done. To Alphonse's eye, it looked as though they were setting foot in some ancient labyrinth untouched by time or man for hundreds of years. They proceeded deeper inside, following Elroy's trail along the waterway with only the faintest of light from a red moon trickling through the periodic grates to illuminate their path. The scent coming from them had returned in full force, filling the air with tension as they drew closer and closer to their quarry. They proceeded cautiously and more slowly now, as even the light from the moon eventually abandoned them during their descent. The pitch darkness did not last for long, however. As they advanced, they soon started to come across torches here and there, attached at intervals along the wall. The glow from the flickering light was both inviting and sinister. It looks like he has been using this place as a hideout for quite a while. Alphonse commented. He and others roast thought with a distaste. It seemed very likely that the people Elroy had abducted were somewhere around too. No sooner had the thought crossed her mind than she sensed movement. She sighed. It looks as though we're too late. The meaning of Rose's words became clear. Slowly but surely, a number of figures drew closer to them from ahead. They shuffled and jerked with unnatural cadence. Ghouls. But Elroy had adjusted Luca without drinking her blood. It seems as though he had used the other people he had been keeping here in her place. Alphonse couldn't help but feel a slight sense of relief when he realized that Luca was among them, but that didn't prove for certain that she was still unharmed. After all, everybody needed to get them to chase after him. He was have them believe that there was a chance that she was still alive. As the creatures approached, it was clear that they had no time to waste. Alphonse quickly drew the longsword, while Rose already had her Templar sword and pistol in hand, ready for battle. We needed to deal with these first. Right. Their course of action decided that they both charged into the horde of advancing ghouls. It was the first time that Alphonse had been forced to engage in actual combat with ghouls, and he found it emotionally draining. After all, the ghouls were nothing more than victims of the vampire. They hadn't chosen to have their lives taken or to be compelled to seek to devour their fellows. It had all been forced upon them. As such, he was not fighting to kill them, but to free them. Thinking of it logically didn't do much to reduce the pain of taking them arms against another human being, though his heart ached every time he cut one down. Rose, meanwhile, was mowing down ghouls like a scythe through a summer harvest. There were nothing more than obstacles in her path, and their shambling attacks were no match for her peerless work with the blade. No matter the speed and skill with which she dispatched them, though, more ghouls emerged from the darkness to block her path. Watching her, Alphonse couldn't help but wonder how long she had been enduring the same pain that he was feeling now. It didn't show on her face, but he remembered the tenderness with which she had handled the ghoul after defeating it on their first meeting. She was as disgusted as he was with their plight. He wanted to know what had driven her to continue subjecting herself to that pain over and over again, what had driven her to the depths of solitude. But most of all, he wanted to find some way that he could be of help with her. Right now, however, all that he could do for her was to continue to fight, shutting down the sorrow he felt ever seeing the sword that met flesh. He kept advancing forward through the massive bodies before him. Using the torches on the walls as their beacons, Alphonse and Rose hurried as best they could through the maze of passages. Dozens upon dozens of ghouls obstructed their path, but they continued to carve their way forward. They advanced, but slowly each battle taking a toll on their fucking stamina and energy. Eventually, the path ahead of them opened, and they found themselves in a wide, spacious area. The ground here was gray and soft beneath their feet. It was earth, not stone. A number of crosses were lined up in a tidy rows in a sweeping space, probably erected during the Dark Ages. Their bindings looked so weathered that they could have crumbled to the ground at any moment. The area was lit only by a few sputtering torches, but it was enough to see that they must be in a catacomb of some sort. The atmosphere in the subterranean tomb was even gloomier than it had been in the passages they had passed through to reach it. At its center stood a single silent man wearing a black coat over his tattered army uniform. Alphonse had been leaned exhaustively against Rose. After their seemingly endless battles with the ghouls, but when he spotted a familiar figure, he let out a mighty yell. Elroy! His voice boomed through the chamber, but the other man didn't flinch in his sides. Instead, he calmly turned to face them. The air grew heavy with malevolence. I've been expecting you, he said. Smiling, he regarded them with amusement. As his lips crept farther and farther up, his needle-sharp fangs were slowly revealed. They were stained a deep, wet red. Damn, it's crazy. That's all for this one, guys. Pressing 3 out. Peace with you. Dan, see you later. This took a very long time to read. Maybe I wasn't reading fast enough. I don't know. Yeah. Shit. Alright. Sorry for guys. Yeah. Dan, see you later. Bye-bye.